are at a higher risk. If an elevated level of radon is found, there are ways to reduce it and lower the risk of getting lung cancer. Get your free test kit today. Visit our website with a new interactive map to find a pickup location nearest you at www.extension.unr.edu/radon. Sponsored by the University of Nevada, Reno Extension's Radon Education Program, and aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Connecting you with the news you need.
All right, here we go. We're going to be starting the show.
The app, I can
He's just
stay
talking to my
home.
producer. He's giving me the green light.
I can
Hang
listen on
out
my
with
way
us.
back to work.
We'll be talking to you here shortly. You can call in. We're going to be talking about Iran. Stay tuned. Keep it with us.
I'm going down the rabbit hole.
It's time to dive deeper.
It's happening again.
They want to keep us divided so we don't realize they're chipping away at our freedoms.
Have we really thought through the cause and effect of our choices?
Tonight, one man will hold back the tide of sinister forces that threaten this great nation.
This isn't about politics. It's about truth in a culture built on noise. Can I get an amen?
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Yes, we can. Broadcasting live from Las Vegas. Independent, unapologetic, and unfiltered. Steve Sanchez.
Thank you, Greg Eringer. Steve Sanchez with you on this Monday evening. Lots to get to on Friday. Before I left the microphone, I actually said, and you'll recall, that more than likely President Trump would strike Iran over the weekend because he's notorious for doing that. You know, boom, surprise. Many pundits said, Steve, you're crazy. They're in the middle of negotiations. Not going to happen. No, you're crazy. I have a direct link. I know. Call it prophetic. Call it just knowing what the hell's going on. My finger on the pulse of everything that's going on. And he did. He had the largest military flyover in history. 200 Israeli jets, 500 targets across Iran. Our military's badass. Israel's is as well, but let's be real. It's America's, that is. And the Ayatollah is dead. You know, what happens when I hear this is like the Wizard of Oz. Ding, dong, the witch is dead. I mean, the Ayatollah's dead. Many of the leaders are dead. And there's not one tear I'm shedding at all. It happened. And look, let's be real. 90% of Iran wanted this. 90% of Iran wanted this. Kids on the street, teens, women burning hijabs, saying they're finally free. You saw the clips. You've seen the video. You've heard the audio. President Trump is being hailed a hero. President Trump and Israel went and took care of business, and I knew they were going to do it this weekend. Didn't I tell you? So you need to always keep it right here because we are right 99.9% of the time. That's just the truth. Let's just look at our track record. 99.9% of the time. So what's next? Well, we're going to talk a lot about what's next tonight. But the Ayatollah's dead. And any successor that could have possibly taken over is also dead. I guess they'll learn not to burn flags. You know, how many times can America take it on the teeth before finally something happens? 32,000 Iranians were killed by this Ayatollah for merely protesting, which was unfair treatment. In fact, we've got a clip. I've got this clip. I want you to hear kids on the streets in Iran, teens, women burning hijabs. Now, we had a lot of people celebrating here in America as well. I had so many people hit me on social media saying, oh my gosh, thank God our family's now safe. There's going to be a chance for Iran to go back to the Iran before this radical faction took over 47 years ago. But I want you to hear the clip. This is just one small piece of major celebrations that were happening and that are still happening right now in Iran. Producer Nate, let's run that.
You You can't imagine how we are appreciate our country, our people. I'm really appreciate. We love you.
Thank you, Mr. President Trump. God bless you. God bless America. Thank you, Mr. President. Dear Mr. President Trump.
Trump killed Khamenei. I'm so happy. Thanks, Trump. Thanks, Trump. You are the best man in the world. I love you, Trump.
I want to have a big thanks to President Trump for keeping his promise and freeing people of Iran that has nothing to do with this government, with this terrorist government.
You hear it. You hear it for yourself. Now, Iran is hitting back. Iran is striking back. And President Trump's made it really clear, like, this is nothing. What we just did over the weekend is just the start of this. He is planning to continue to unleash devastation in Iran. So Iran is hitting back. They're, firing off their normal missiles to their normal targets. And look, at the end of the day, and we'll talk about the left here in a minute, because how can we not talk about the left? But at the end of the day, it has been confirmed, okay, that this strike on Iran was because they were rebuilding their nuclear program. Friends, they were rebuilding their nukes, period. They needed to be stopped. Because if they weren't stopped, the threats, the chance, death to America, America's the big Satan, killing their own people, 32,000 just over these last few months of protesters, that's a fact with the capital F. You cannot deny that. If they would have had their hands on a nuke, they would have used it. End of story. End of story. Now, I know the Middle East is feeling some of the ripple effects of this war, and there are some things that will come from this. There are some unanswered questions that people absolutely have. That's understandable. We're going to break those down throughout the show this evening. But 90% of Iran is thrilled. Don't let these lefties fool you. Now, if you look even here in America, you'll see that many Iranians are dancing in the streets here in America. So why is that if Iran didn't want this? Now, yes, of course, you're seeing some of these older people crying for the Ayatollah. They're just crying for him because most of these people are as sick as the Ayatollah was. Look, I'm going to be straight with you. There is a faction of that ideology that is complete demonic. It is demonic. It is about death. It is about oppression. And I'm going to be straight with you. Oh, stop telling me this is going to be Iraq. Stop it. Stop telling me that is what's going to happen when this is a very different situation. And of course, we're going to break it down. I'm going to answer your questions throughout the show. I've got my own questions. I've already posed questions to the White House. And look, we're just going to break this down together. But America stands ready. I don't know how much I can say, and I'm going to say it again. Looking at some of the video of our strikes makes me just feel, my goodness, grateful that I live in America, and America still stands for a beacon of freedom. Now, you don't have to agree with that. Free country, you don't have to agree with it. But I will tell you, this doesn't make it less true just because you don't agree with it. Just doesn't make it less true. Just really doesn't. Simple as that. Phone lines are open if you want to be part of the program. Our streaming audience, you can be part of the program as well. 702-257-5396 is how you join us. We're going to take calls in the next segment. 702-257-5396. Phone lines are open. Of course, we'll be taking your calls through the evening, talking a lot about, Iranian forces vowing retaliation, what happened over the weekend, where we go from here, and what the left is now saying regarding this whole thing. First, let me talk to you about Neutronics Labs. They are the sponsors of this half hour. Now, Neutronics Labs, okay? Neutronics Labs, Man's Edge, this stuff I've been taking for 5 months. The Man's Edge testosterone booster. Why? Because I'm 56 years old. And I had Overweightish. I've lost 44 pounds, by the way, with another 35 to go. So I'm on my way. And as you get older, your testosterone goes down. You need a boost. This is helping. It has the deer antler velvet, the IGF on it from New Zealand. It's helped. My A1C was 9.3. Now it's 5.6. I'm in normal ranges. Reversed the diabetes thing. I'm in remission. And men, what am I saying? You can do the same thing. Go to neutronics.labs.com. And when you check out to buy your bottle of Man's Edge, use promo code Steve. You're going to get 10% off. Here's what I'm going to suggest you do. Buy a bottle of Man's Edge. You're going to get a free IGF-1 300,000 platinum bottle for free. This is for anti-aging. This is for stress relief. This is something you can take, your spouse can take. It is incredible. And after 30 days, if in fact you just feel it doesn't work for you, get your money back. You get to keep the bottle. No way to lose. neutronics.labs.com. That's neutronics.labs.com. Use promo code Steve at checkout to get an extra 10% off the already great offer. All right, we're going to jump to break. We got a lot to cover this evening on the show, but we got some bills to pay. So pay attention to those advertisers and those sponsors. They do keep us on the air. When we get back from break, we're going to start taking some calls and, of course, talk a lot more about the Iranian strikes over the weekend. I'm Steve Sanchez. We'll be right back. All right. Glad everybody's hanging out with me. Love to see where you're from. Drop in the comments where you're watching this from. If you have questions, drop your questions now. I'll answer those questions in the next break. And we always like to do a little behind the scenes of what goes on here in the studio, in the Undisclosed Bunker Studios right here in Vegas. These are our studios. I've got producer Nate on the other side of the studio, and we have a great time here every evening. We take live calls. You're more than welcome to join us if you want to be part of the program. Here again, I'm going to give you the number, the streaming audience, 702-257-5396. Give us a call. It doesn't matter what part of the country you are watching this. Now, I'm going to be bouncing off the stream, and if you still want to stick around with us during the live radio show, it's real easy. You can go download the free Odyssey app, real simple on your mobile device. You can go download the free iHeartMedia app. You guys probably already have them, and just put in the Steve Sanchez Show. You can listen live right on the show and be part of the program. You can also go to my website, the SteveSanchezShow.com website. You can listen live right there on the website as well. We do appreciate everybody hanging out with us. We'll throw pieces of our show up a little later within the next 24 hours. Like, share, subscribe, leave your comments. Great always hanging out with you. Peace.
But recipients can use simple strategies to boost Social Security benefits by as much as 180.